Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to the Keenya Kelly Morning Show. Super excited to have you guys here with me every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern Time. If you're catching this on the replay, thanks so much for watching on the replay. If you're watching this on the replay on Periscope, please do me a favor. You can tap your screen and give me some hearts on the replay, and then you can also share this on Twitter. If you're watching this on the replay on Facebook or on YouTube, thanks for watching. You can always comment, like, subscribe, and share on the replay on Facebook and YouTube. If you are watching this live, good morning. Good morning, Zelda. Good morning, Rashida. Good morning, Kendra. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me this morning for the Keenya Kelly Morning Show. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing this, thanks for sharing, Rashida. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing this on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter, I'm going to go ahead and share. Thank you so much for sharing on Periscope. I'd appreciate it. Good morning. So just give me a couple moments so I can share this out where I share it out every morning. If you guys didn't know that sharing is everything, so you sharing helps me. But then also, if you ever go live, make sure that you are sharing your broadcast as well, because it allows you to be able to reach more people while you're live or on the replay. Of course, people love live, and so live streaming, maybe you may not love to be on it, but a lot of people love to watch things live. And so I would encourage you to make sure that you're sharing this, especially when you're live. Yeah, it takes a couple more seconds to share, or whatever, but it's okay. But for those of you guys that are brand new to me, my name is Keenya Kelly. I'm the strategic brand advisor for If You Branded, a branding and consulting firm here in Houston, Texas. I help entrepreneurs to get clear, get noticed, and get paid. So anytime you join me on a live broadcast or in person, you're going to hear me talk about branding, marketing, network marketing, and Jesus, because that's who I am. And so that's what I talk about. I also have two cats, Faith and Maui. I feed all the neighborhood cats, including my favorite stray cat. I call this cat Miracle Kitty because he showed up and his face was like halfway torn off, literally. And I cried out to God and said, Jesus, please heal this cat. Please heal this cat. And he did. And then he showed up again. And he was having some respiratory issues. And I said, Jesus, please heal this cat. He healed the cat again. And so I told God that if he healed him, I would tell everybody. So every single morning, I introduce you guys to Miracle Kitty, because I told God if he healed him, I will talk about it. So that's why I talk about Miracle Kitty every morning. And because if Jesus can move in the life of a stray cat, then he can move in your life and in your situation. I'm just saying. So good morning. If this is your first time watching me, go ahead and type #new. If you've been here before, you can go ahead and type #dope. That way I know you're part of my dope squad. But good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How you guys enjoy the masterclass? We just finished up a 3-day masterclass teaching. Welcome, new people. Welcome. We just finished up a masterclass called the Build $1 Million Brands Masterclass, where I taught for 3 days on how to strategically build a $1 million brand. If you missed that here on Periscope, it's in my timeline. If you missed that on Facebook, you can always just go through my timeline. The 3 videos will be up until next Monday. We're taking it down after next Monday. For those of you guys that are waiting to find out if we hit our goal, we initially had a goal of 8,000 people to watch the broadcast. We hit that. So we set a second goal of 10,000, and so we've hit that as well. So we've had over 10,000 views on the Build $1 Million Brands Masterclass this time around. So I'm super, super excited about that. If you guys want to find me on Facebook, I am Keenya Kelly. I'm Keenya Kelly everything. Facebook, Periscope, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, everything, okay? So Keenya Kelly everything, all right? So good morning. If this is your first time, go ahead and type #new and just say hello. Thank you so much, Fab Feast. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing this on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter, I'd appreciate it so much. So this morning's topic is working with your friend, the consultant. Welcome, new people. Working with your friend, the consultant. So here is my disclaimer, okay? Here's a disclaimer, okay? If y'all ready, say I'm ready, okay? If you're ready, say I'm ready. If you are my friend, like you have my phone number, right? Just say I'm ready. I'm talking to you specifically at this moment. If you are my friend and you have my phone number, here is what I'm saying to you this morning. I'm not talking to you directly. Okay, if you are watching this and you are my personal friend, personal friends have my digits. I am not talking about you specifically. Okay, if you are my Facebook friend, okay, and you're on my personal Facebook page and I have added you as a friend, I'm not talking about you personally, okay? Even if you found me somewhere on social media in general and you feel like I'm talking about you specifically, I'm not talking about you specifically. And the reason why I say that, because a lot of people sometimes feel like, oh, well, it's passive aggressive. Instead of them telling me directly, they're doing it on social media. Well, I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm doing today. What I am doing is I'm teaching you guys how to work with your friends that are consultants. And then if you are a consultant, I'm teaching you how to teach your friends and people that connect with you how to treat you as a consultant, okay? So everybody ready? If you're ready, just tap your screen, give me some hearts. On Facebook, just give me a 1. I just want to know you guys are live and in living color. And if you guys wouldn't mind sharing this on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter, I'd appreciate it, because you guys are going to get some great information. It doesn't cost you anything. But the biggest thing you guys can do for me is, of course, sharing, because it allows me to talk to more people. Okay, awesome. So here's the deal. When you go from being whatever to a consultant, there is a shift that has to take place, okay? There's a shift that has to take place. Now, what does that mean? That means that you may have been giving away your advice forever. Good morning. You may have people call you all the time, people text you all the time, they email you, inbox you, whatever. And they've always done it this way, right? So if you are a consultant, but you started out as not being a consultant, people are used to you this way, right? Not only that, it's not just you. People are used to being able to deal with people this way. What does that mean? Let me see if I can give an example of somebody. Okay, here we go. My friend Nicole, right? And so Nicole, I've known Nicole for a couple years now, right? Nicole spoke at one of my natural hair shows. I knew Nicole as this natural hair blogger, right? Nicole made a shift in her business and started teaching about income generating opportunities, right? Nicole mentioned to me she wanted to be a part of my hair show. We didn't have a budget at that moment, but she volunteered to speak. We wanted her, we just didn't have the money, but she volunteered to speak. Fantastic. She was the best speaker at the entire event. And I was like, oh, snap, amazing, right? Fast forward, I relocated to Houston, Texas, and I started on this journey of realizing that there was more to me than what I was currently doing. Meanwhile, I started seeing my friend Nicole blowing up on Periscope. I mean, just blowing up, like just blowing it up. You hear what I'm saying? And I was like, holy smokes, get this. I had Nicole's phone number. I could text Nicole. I could call Nicole, right? I could call her and say, Nicole, what do you think I should be doing, right? But guess what I did not do? I did not do that. Why? Because here's what happened in my mind. I've spent years and years and years of sales training, business training, all that, just going through the things, right? My mind clicked and said, okay, Nicole is no longer doing stuff for free, and she shouldn't be, because she got to pay her bills, and she's charging to do consulting, right? And I was like, okay, I had a choice to make. I could go into Nicole's Facebook inbox, I could send her an email, I could text her, I could call her, but I said, wait a second. She has information that I need, and she's charging for that information. I had the opportunity to be emotional and say, I'm not paying her no whatever an hour. Or I could say, well, I'm going to pay this person per hour, then she deserves for me to pay her per hour too. What did I do? I chose to look at it this way. I was like, Nicole, I need to buy an hour of your time. I got the digits. Listen, I have the digits because that's my friend. And I said, I need to buy an hour of your time. Nicole sent me the link. I bought an hour, got my life on that 1 hour call. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because I valued her. First of all, I valued our friendship, meaning I put value to our friendship. Instead of me trying to get information from her for free that she charges other people for, I offered to pay, right? You hear what I'm saying? Is everybody with me? If you're with me, just type a 1. If I'm walking down your street and you don't want to pay for your friend's advice, but you should, listen, what I always say, if the shoe fits, put it on, Cinderella. If you're listening to this and you're like, oh my God, and you feel convicted by how you've been treating your friends or whatever, open up your emoticons and type a shoe. Because I always say, if the shoe fits, put it on, Cinderella, okay? All right, but if you got people treating you like the wrong, then just type a 1, all right? So I said, I'm going to pay you for that hour because I valued our friendship, number 1. Number 2, I valued her as a wife, that she got responsibilities, they got bills that got to be paid, and that hour she spent talking to me, she ain't gonna make no money for it if I don't pay her for it, right? Number 3, I value the fact that, what you typically pay for, you value more. Do you hear what I'm saying? What you typically pay for, you value more. Not saying that we don't value free, but most times when you are forced to invest in something, you typically handle it with a little bit more care, right? Like the kid in high school that got a Mustang versus the kid that had to pay for their own Pontiac Grand Am. Me, I took care of that Pontiac Grand Am. Very good care because I know I wasn't going to get another car. You hear what I'm saying? Not saying if you got a Mustang in high school, you didn't care. Y'all see what I'm saying, right? So I valued Nicole. I valued her business, all that type of stuff, right? Even now, listen, even now, I don't text Nicole. I don't call Nicole for business advice. I don't. Why? Because even after I had that first call, I still value her as a consultant. I still value her as a business owner. If I send her a text, that's because it's May Day and I need my friend something to step in and help me out, and she's the one that can help me, right? So she get a text from me, she know that it's May Day, and it rarely ever is May Day. Do you hear what I'm saying? In the years we've been friends, she's only got one May Day text. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay. So what am I saying to you? What I'm saying to you is some of you guys have friends and they have a consulting business, right? They whatever business that they have, right? And they have their way of doing business, right? I am encouraging you not to be emotional about how they choose to do business. You hear what I'm saying? Listen, they may not do it the way that you think they should do it. They may not do business the way that you do your business. But guess what? It's not your business. It's their business. Listen, how many of you guys are coaches on here saying, girl, you giving me life? If that's you, just type a 1, okay? And I'm saying this because I know that some of you guys are struggling with, well, how do I tell them this? And how do I tell them that? That is a struggle. It is, when it is hard to go to somebody that's your friend or somebody that got your digits or whatever and say, I'm sorry, I charge for that, right? I had somebody come into my Facebook inbox a while back and I was teaching about social media. And if I'm talking to you, don't be emotional. Don't come on here and act crazy, okay? Just take it, chew out the meat, spit out the bones, put the shoe on, Cinderella, okay? I had someone come into my Facebook inbox because I was teaching about social media online. And they started asking me questions about some different social media platforms. And I knew in my mind, the reason why you're asking me this because I'm teaching about it. And so you feel like you could bypass the Facebook post or this and get what you want for free, right? Not in a negative way, but you know what I mean. And so I kindly said to them, hey, listen, I actually charge for one-on-one advice. You can actually join my private Facebook group and you can talk in there. And when I have a moment, I may be able to come in and answer your question there. That way everybody can get the answer. But otherwise, we need to set up a one-on-one session so I can help you one-to-one. Their response was not pretty. They were not happy about it. And I was like, okay. I was like, so they value my information to come into my inbox, but they don't value it enough to pay for it. That's okay. If they don't, but I still have to tell them, I'm sorry, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And so here is something that I struggled with this for a while. I've actually been in a couple of my like the private Facebook groups that I'm in, just asking, how do y'all deal with this, right? Because I went from teaching for free to charging for it. And it was hard. It was very hard to go from free to charging, because people that I went to high school with, people that I went to middle school with or college with or whatever, wanted to call for business advice for free, but I charged for it. You see what I'm saying? Like we all get like typically like, well, entrepreneurs, that 12-hour workday or 12 or 14 or 16, right? And so you've got to fit all these things into the workday, and you've got to do everything you have to do to generate income, to manage your business and all that type of stuff. And you have to place value on the hours. You have to place value on your times, because if you don't, you know, you're not going to earn the amount of money you need to earn, right? And so I'm talking to you guys. If you have friends that are consultants, you've got to step back and stop and don't be emotional about how your friends are running their business. Do you hear what I'm saying? You know, I had to recently come up with a contract of how to work with Keenya Kelly. I had no idea that that existed at first, right? I didn't know that people have a consulting contract of how to work with me. And so thank you to Tracy for helping me with that contract, right? Rich friend Tracy, thank you for that. And I had no idea. And, you know, I started working on my contract and realized, okay, so I've got to spell this thing out, and everybody won't be happy with the wording of the contract. Everybody won't be happy with how I'm doing business, but I have no choice. And so you have to treat everybody the same, right? Like if I ever work with some of my friends, like personal friends, we have a conversation early on. Well, I say, hey, listen, you know, I want our friendship more than I want your money. So if at any point in time we start getting something because of money, I don't want your business no more. I want to be friends, because I would rather have the friendship with somebody than the money that is coming from them. Do you see what I'm saying? And I make that very clear. Now, that's a very bold statement, and I know people go, oh, snap. But I say that because I don't want your money and then we lose our friendship. I don't want that, right? Now, back in the day, I didn't used to be that way, right? And so now I'm making sure that I cross every T and dot every I, so that people never feel like I'm taking advantage of them. But even though it may sound strong, they know it early on, okay? If you guys are with me, just tap your screen, give me some hearts, and then please share this. I'd appreciate it so much, all right? So, I have it in my contract that, listen, you and I may have met on social media, but social media is not how I do business. Meaning, if you are now consulting with me, we're on a contract. My request is that you send everything through email, right? Like even if you have my phone number, we need to do everything through email, right? Now, sometimes we'll end up on a text or whatever, but I always try to bring it back to the email, right? And I violated my own rules at times, but I'm trying my best to stay on email. That way everybody stays within the contract, right? And if that is because if you set the tone early on, people know what to expect, right? Like I have a coach that I work with, and I don't text her all the time. Like I barely text her. I'll send her emails, and I don't get mad if she don't respond that day or 24 hours or whatever. Why? She's got a life and she's got other people that she's working with. Does that make sense? And so even if I need something from Nicole, right, I'll post in the group or I'll send her an email, right? But I don't expect her to respond 24, 48 or whatever, or to be working on weekends. I mean, she's married, she got kids. I know I'm not married, I don't have kids, but I still have a life, okay? And so do you. So you're going to have to teach people how to work with you. And those of you guys that have friends that are in business or the consulting space, you're going to have to change your mindset about how you deal with them, how you work with them, right? That's like for me, I do everything by appointment if possible. Why? I'm running a few operations. And so if you all of a sudden you call me and you want to talk business, I'm in the midst of doing something else, right? And so I may not be able to do that with you right now, right? Especially, listen, people say, well, you should hire more people. You should have this, you should have that. If you would pay me on a consistent basis, I could hire somebody to answer the phone. Now that's a mean statement in a sense, but do you see what I'm saying? People feel like, well, you should hire somebody to do this and you should hire somebody to do that. Well, I can't hire nobody to do nothing if you're not paying me, right? And you can't say that to people because it sounds rude, but people have to understand that as an entrepreneur, typically you're doing it all by yourself for a season until you get the money to bring on somebody, right? Does that make sense? Hold on, in and out. Is everybody on Periscope okay? I see Fab Feast is having some challenges. Is everybody else okay on Periscope? Right? So as an entrepreneur, you're doing everything for a season by yourself. And so sometimes you can't have that interruption. Right? I'm fine. Okay, perfect. Sometimes you can't have that interruption. And then I always tell people I have a online scheduler on purpose so that I can carve the time out, and so that once you've booked a free 15-minute consultation, I can give you that 15 minutes. It's literally carved out. So I'm not multitasking doing this and this and this because we have this time right here. But what I've learned is that everybody does not want to do the scheduler. And I'm just like, not to be me, but that's not my problem, right? You are, if your friend or you are entrepreneur, you only have a certain amount of time. You've got to schedule your life, right? Like at first, people were upset that I don't work on Sundays. First of all, my pastor called me to the front a couple years ago and said, the Lord said, da 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 da. How was I supposed to argue with the Lord, right? And my pastor had no idea what I was doing and how I was doing it. So when he said it, I knew that was straight from baby Jesus himself. I knew it because I was working 7 days a week, 365, never taking off, right? And when he said it, I knew it. And so I don't work on Sundays. So what that means is that if you're texting me on a Sunday about business, I'm going to ignore you. If you're sending us an inbox message, I'm going to ignore you. Not because I don't want to talk to you, not because I'm trying to be mean, but I don't work on Sundays, right? Guess what? It's the weekend. If it's Saturday, if you brand as business hours are 9 to 5, right? If you brand as business hours are 9 to 5, what does that mean? That means I'm not doing anything with you until it's 9 to 5. Everything after those hours is up to my discretion because my hours are laid out Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So what am I saying to you? What I'm saying to you is that you need to be as clear as possible with your business. And then you guys that are trying to work with your friends, you've got to, and not even just your friends, but consultants in general, you're going to have to adjust your mind to allow yourself to understand that this is a business, and right? And so you can't go to Chick-fil-A and order Chick-fil-A sandwich on Sundays. You can pull up to the drive-thru, but everybody driving by is going to laugh like they forgot that it was Sunday because Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. So guess what you do? You leave Chick-fil-A, you go somewhere else. You don't break into the door. You don't go to WHAS 11 and say, Chick-fil-A was closed on Sunday. Let's boycott Chick-fil-A. You don't go on Facebook and go on a Facebook rant. No, you don't do that, do you? No, you just go to McDonald's. You go to Burger King. You go to Cracker Barrel. You go somewhere else and get yourself some breakfast. Does that make sense? If you guys are with me, just say, I'm with you, girl, right? I'm with you, all right? Now, if you haven't already shared this, please share this on Facebook, Periscope, and Twitter, okay? And so I'm sharing all this because I'm working with a lot of you guys, and you're giving away a lot of your stuff for free because you're nervous about offending people. I don't want to offend people either, okay? I do not want to offend people either. I don't. But I also don't want to be working every day from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. for the rest of my life. I do not want that. I always teach you guys that you want to build a business for the life that you want, not the life that you have. You want to build a business for the life that you want, not the life that you have. Meaning, I want a family, I want kids, I want a husband. And guess what that means? That means I want to be present. That means I don't want to always be taking calls, telling everybody to be quiet. No, that means that I'm building something so that when my kids come home or when my kids just want to play, whatever, that I got the time, right? So I have to build a business around something like that. So what does that mean? That means I have to set my business up today on a schedule so that way whatever the time is, whenever I get married and have kids or whatever, these people are already used to, okay, this is how you work with Keenya Kelly. You don't inbox her, you don't text her, you don't call her. Listen, consultants, stop giving people your phone number for consulting. Stop doing it. You need to go to freeconferencecall.com or wherever and get you a conference call line. Okay, you need to go to freeconferencecall.com and get yourself a conference call line. And you may say, well, I'm going to send my high-paying clients to a conference call line. Listen, sometimes a client, you'll give them your phone number, right? But guess what? What if you gave 100 clients your phone number? And you know how we are when we get excited or we have a question, one of the first things we want to do is text somebody because we're in the text generation, right? So they want to text you. It's 10 o'clock at night, right? It's 3 in the morning. And because they're up thinking and they thought about you, they text you, right? And you may be a light sleeper. Now that wakes you up. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's not that you don't want to talk to them. It's not that you don't want to give them access. But if you want to build a business for the life that you want and not be stuck to a phone, not be stuck to a computer, you're going to have to set up that type of stuff and people will get used to it. People will adjust to it eventually. That's like daylight savings time. Listen to me. It's a funny example, but it's just like daylight savings time. We're on this time and we're like, oh, it's sunny outside. Oh, it's nighttime. Okay, I know that it's around 6:30. Daylight savings time, spring forward, push back, whatever they call it. You have to adjust. You can't say to the sun, it was sunny yesterday at 6 o'clock. Be sunny. You can say it, but you're going to look crazy and then the sun ain't going to change. Right? Because you have to adjust to the new time, right? And so same thing goes for your business. Listen, your people will have to adjust to everything and they'll be okay. But the best thing you can do is to set that up early, right? And the people that want to be with you will be there and those that don't, they won't, okay? And I'm not saying that because I don't want to work with people that I know. I'm not saying that. But what I'm learning is that I sometimes can be emotional when I'm like, oh, I think they took it the wrong way. And I'm just like, Keenya, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. If somebody don't respect you and they don't respect your business, that's on them and it's not on you. You look at people and you respect their time, you respect their money, and you respect their knowledge. And so you're setting these boundaries in place for them without them even having to say anything, right? Okay. Marsha said, this is great practical information that can be applied to any situation. Thanks for sharing today. You're so welcome, Marsha, right? And so listen, I share all this because I want to help you guys and I don't want you guys to be emotional when your friend starts charging for their advice. And I want you to prepare yourself emotionally when you begin charging. And some of you guys are already charging and you need to begin to make adjustments. Stop having folks text you and call you and then you go to a conference call line, right? That you need to have an assistant checking your Facebook inbox. Like my assistant checks my Facebook inbox messages. Why? Because if people are constantly, first of all, if everything is happening on Facebook, I'll never be able to get any work done because Facebook would alert you and then you just distracted all day long because of everything happening on Facebook. So I don't have the notifications popping up on my phone. Like when somebody sends me an inbox message, I don't have the notification. I don't have it. Why? Because I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. I have a lot of things that I'm doing with my business and I can't let Facebook pull me from work onto Facebook, right? So my assistant goes into my inbox and says whatever she said. I think it's like Keenya does whatever. And she invites them to come and send an email, right? So that I can focus. Otherwise, I am at the mercy of people sending me a Facebook inbox message. Does that make sense? And so I say that because you guys have to set those types of boundaries for yourself and for your business. Because if you don't set boundaries, people will never know when they've crossed them. Okay, if you don't set boundaries, people will never know when they've crossed them, right? It's like I even set boundaries with married people. You hear what I'm saying? If I meet a wife or I meet the husband and, you know, listen, men for the most part, you get the side church hug. I used to only shake hands, you know, but I try to do as much shaking hands as possible and less hugs, right? If the husband and wife are in the same room, I will find that woman and I will talk to her, whatever, right? Whatever, right? If I start getting into a relationship with a woman, she's got a husband or whatever, at some point in time, I will let them know, hey, listen, I respect you. I respect your marriage. And I know I'm working with your husband. You tell me what's the boundary. I ain't going to be texting him at night. What's the best time to stop texting? And most women say, what? And I say, listen, I respect you and I respect your marriage. And even though I'm working with him, I want to make sure that you're comfortable in this situation. And they're like, what? Right? Like I have a friend and I talk to him all the time. And I said, hey, at some point in time, I want to get on the phone and talk to your wife. Right? And he was like, why? And I said, because I want her to know who I am. And I want her to know that she never has anything to worry about. And he was like, well, she don't. And I said, I get that, but that'll make me feel good if I just talk to her that way she knows. And he was like, oh, okay, but that's me. And that's what I do for her. She may not even ever care. Or she may say, you know what? I didn't know that I needed that, but I respect that, right? And that's what I do, right? Because I've been young in the past and I wasn't doing anything, but I was so young and blah, 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 right? And women were so mad at me, like, what are they mad about? And I was like, oh, because I'm violating their space or whatever without giving, whatever. But I wasn't doing anything on purpose, but unconsciously my presence was doing whatever it was doing. So I set a boundary in place. Where is your wife? How's your wife? Right? If I see the man, where's your wife? She didn't come. Hey, tell your wife I said hello. Right? That's just me. Because that's the boundary that I set and I've been doing that for forever. Okay? So thank you, Wanza. She said, as a married woman, I respect that. Right? Thank you, Janice. She said, wow, that is so respectful and professional. I'm just saying. That's what I do. But I know that what I do isn't what everybody else would do. And that's okay. But that's just what I do. Right? And so at some point when I get married, I'm going to be like, all right, we set some boundaries. You working with these people? All right, let's set some boundaries, because the last thing I need is for your phone to be going off at 10 o'clock at night. And it's this girl named Tiffany. Tiffany's my sister, but I'm just using the name. And some girl named Tiffany. No. We got to set some boundaries, and I'm not going to be the one to do it. You're going to be the one to do it, and let them know you can't be doing this. No, that's a violation. Right? Because I got to be able to trust you. You got to be able to trust me. And so we got to set boundaries with people. Right? So if I'm working with men, I'm going to let them know, hey, guess what? Right? Right? And people will either respect it or they'll get gone. Right? And we'll say it in a respectful manner and things of that nature. But does that make sense, guys? And so I'm saying this because some of you guys are violating people's boundaries. Some of you guys are mad that people have boundaries, but you should have boundaries, right? Some people are mad that you have a way that you operate your business, but you have to understand that they should have a way to operate their business, and you should too, okay? Now, they may not do it the way that you think they should do it, or say how you think they should say it, or whatever, but at the same time, they still have boundaries, and you have to understand that they have a boundary, and allow that boundary to be there, to be set, and you should set some the same, okay? Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in burnout. You're going to find yourself just hating people or whatever, okay? So hopefully this helps you guys. Let's see what time it is. Okay, it's 9:06. I got to go. So hopefully this helps you guys today. Again, this is not a personal attack. If you're my personal friend, or you got my phone number, or you in my inbox, this is not to you. I receive a lot of messages because I'm on social media all day, all the time. Not all day, but live all the time, talking to thousands of people. So if you felt like I was talking about you, I was not talking about you specifically. However, I always say, if the shoe fits, put it on, Cinderella, okay? Don't feel guilty. Don't go passive aggressive and make a post about me, because that's not necessary. Be emotionally intelligent. Hear what I said and just make the adjustments, okay? For yourself, for your business, because one day you're going to have clients and you're going to need to set those same boundaries for yourself and for your business, because if you don't, you have bought yourself another job. And we start our businesses because we want time freedom and financial freedom. But if you don't have boundaries, that's like your boss. If you have a job, you can't just call your boss. You can't just text your boss. You ain't going to text your boss at 7 o'clock at night. This is some things you're not going to do with your boss because you have a boundary set in your mind because they're your boss. You got to do the same thing in your consulting business, okay? All right, guys. So that is it for today. You guys, if you have not already joined our private Facebook group, please come and join us. You can join us by going to ifyoubranditgang.org, ifyoubranditgang.org, and you can join our private Facebook group. So that's it, you guys, for today. I'm excited. Oh, if you guys have not registered to win $100, we have Free Money Fridays where I'm giving away $100 every single Friday until I change my mind. $100 every single Friday, and all you have to do is go to freemoneyfridays.org, freemoneyfridays.org, and register. If you know people, have them come and register as well. You can't inbox us, you can't call us, you can't text us to win. All you can do is enter on freemoneyfridays.org, and we will pick one person at random every single week for $100. If you want to donate money that will be given away, you can just email us at Keenya@KeenyaKelly.com, Keenya@KeenyaKelly.com. So that's it for today, you guys. Don't forget, if you brand it, they will come. If you brand it, they will come. So God bless you guys. Have a fantastic Tuesday, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.